This video is brought to you and sponsored by Paratope, the developers of Skyclimbers. Now let's get started. So, we have been speaking a lot recently about Pokemon like Legends Arceus and what this game means for the future of Pokemon and how it will all shape the future of Pokemon, but I think we need to also have a look at what games might shape this one as well, and what games might be shaped by this game as well. A lot of people have talked about comparisons to Breath of the Wild or Genshin Impact, but I think I also have a pretty good, comparison here to a game that also has monster capturing, an open world, and all that, and that is Skyclimbers, the sponsors of today's video. Skyclimbers is a game I was going to cover a while back, but with the announcement of Pokemon Legends Arceus, my time got all taken up until the guys over there hit me up and asked me to have a look at their game and if I would like to do a comparison video to show you what their game has to offer and how Pokemon Legends Arceus can do similar things and do great as a, game by kind of taking things that they're also doing. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the subject matter right away. First off, the biggest point is that both games are open world. This is something that of course Breath of the Wild, Genshin Impact, and Skyclimbers as well as Legends Arceus all have in common. But with Pokemon Legends Arceus, we have wild creatures roaming the world which you can catch, and the same thing is available in Skyclimbers. This world is inhabited by creatures known as Sentius. The same way that Pokemon have typings and level caps, so do the Sentius, also within the, world here, with also the possibility of dual typings on them as well. And just like the leaks of Pokemon Legends Arceus have shown us that there will be rideable Pokemon, you can see the same in Skyclimbers. However, in Skyclimbers, there are also flying mounts and sea mounts, which I do hope Game Freak makes sure to include in Pokemon as well, as being able to surf on a Pokemon and fly on a Pokemon would be awesome. We have seen seemingly the possibility of gliding, but imagine actually flying on your Charizard or flying on your freaking Pidgeot or something all around the region and just climbing, flying on it to the top of a mountain. I do think that would be awesome. Now, in other games we mentioned, like Breath of the Wild and Genshin Impact, usually you are the one to do all the fighting. But with Skyclimbers, for example, that isn't the case. In Skyclimbers, half the work is done by you as the player, while the other half is done by your creature or your Sentius, right? Hence why there are classes like mages, rangers, paladins, engineers, and wargs. Now, this in particular is something I majorly hope that is included in some way or shape for us to do like other jobs and other classes in, the future of Pokemon Legends Arceus. Since I think, things like gym leaders and Elite Four don't exist yet, why not let us gain ranks like Ace Trainer or Pokemon Breather? This could be a cool way to allow us to do different things out there in the world, the same way that you can do different things like being a mage, ranger, paladin, engineer, and warg in these games. Allow me to maybe be an, Ace Trainer, Pokemon Breather, anything along those lines would be really awesome. Now, the one thing I think Legends Arceus is missing that it really could have a lot of use for is a multiplayer mode. Now, that is something that Genshin Impact offers, but also something Skyclimbers offers, as it is the core, at the core, it is a city building action RPG with a massive emphasis on monster taming and classes. So this is one of the, the one area where Pokemon Legends Arceus might struggle since it's a single player game, but at the end of the day, it shouldn't have to have a massive issue considering there are examples of single player versions also working out there with things like Breath of the Wild, right? That's an example of a single player world working really well. So it's not necessary for multiplayer, but I do think it could add an extra level of just an extra level of things to do and more fun to roam around with your friends. But as we've heard, it's going to be a single player game, whereas Skyclimbers is a multiplayer game, allowing you to explore the world with your friends and other people and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, basically it allows you to build up cities and all that sort of stuff, which I think would work really well as secret bases within Pokemon Legends Arceus. Why not allow us to make bases or, set up really cool camps or build out other villages? That would be a really cool mechanic to keep us busy. So as we were just mentioning, so if no multiplayer, what is something we can learn from Skyclimbers for Legends Arceus? Well, I'd say the city building aspect is the biggest one. I mean, remember that this region and this version of Sinnoh is a young one, an unnurtured one that needs to be tamed. And just like how in Skyclimbers you can build literal cities, I mean, this game literally offers you the ability to build up a straight up city. Why not allow us to do something similar in Legends Arceus? Give us the ability to build out secret bases, or if not building a whole city, just allow us to maybe set up camps, that we can revisit, right? Let's say we have to go all the way back if our Pokemon are injured to the village. That'd be kind of annoying. Let us set up camps along the way, and in these camps and maybe these new little areas where other humans and NPCs start cropping up in, maybe once those areas are established, we can revisit them and there'll be places for us to heal our Pokemon, buy resources, etc. All that would make a lot of sense to me. Personally, I think that would work really well, and I think Skyclimbers is a good example of that actually working, because this game, Skyclimbers, offers the ability to capture loads of monsters, go out into a world, build up your own bases, build up your own cities. Literally all these things would be amazing in Pokemon Legends Arceus if they decide to go down this extra path. Now, overall, I think there is a lot of aspects that can be learned from Skyclimbers. I mean, the game hit over 250k of funding on Kickstarter by the time I'm recording this, so there's a lot of people that want a game with these exact features, so why not give Pokemon Legends Arceus at least some of them? Personally, I really want them to do classes, city building, or maybe secret bases, and things along those lines. I do think that classes is something that would be really awesome. The ability to decide if you want to be a breather, a ranger, a freaking explorer, a ace trainer, all these things would be an awesome factor and something to give you more things to do, but also the city building aspect from Skyclimbers, being able to just set up a base or something along those lines would honestly be amazing if they decide to go down that path. And if we have those things, why not then also include these aspects in Pokemon Legends Arceus? Crafting and resource gathering. I think this is one of those things that some love and some hate, but I find that the idea of having a crafting system is a great one. In Skyclimbers, for example, you get to literally chop down the trees and mine the rocks to then build your bases, with each dynasty in the game, which are these different factions in the game, having a different and unique architecture to their buildings that they build. Now think what they could do with this for us players depending on what part of Sinnoh region you're located in, right? Like imagine what we could do with this, right? Crafting, you know, getting like rocks and maybe some wood, like chopping them down and then using those like resources to straight up make your own Pokeballs. Like that would be incredible in my opinion. Like just maybe we learned the mechanics of how to make a Pokeball and then we straight up make a Pokeball, right? By actually crafting it. Or like if we need medicine when we're in the wild, we just pick up some flowers, we pick up some honey off the trees, stuff like that, and then we straight up create our own medicine. Like imagine if we could do that. Well, guess what? Skyclimbers offers that, so I don't see why a game made by a, you know, a multi-billion-dollar, you know, freaking franchise wouldn't be able to do something in this similar line. Now again, like I said, crafting is something that some love, some hate, so keep that in mind. It might be a feature that could work, but also one that couldn't work depending on how people kind of use it and how well it is implemented. Oh yeah, and most important, but when we watched the trailer for Pokemon Legends Arceus, something felt like it was missing, and that was biomes. We know that Sinnoh is a diverse region with areas that contain snow and whatnot, but I didn't really notice too many in the trailer, which worries me. But if we can look at like something like Skyclimbers, it includes multiple biomes, like a lush, large forest, like similar to Eterna Forest alongside, you know, along those lines. You know, also like things like massive beaches and more grim areas. Like if we have these same things within these games, I think we're gonna have a great Legends Arceus journey. When it comes to Skyclimbers, I have to give them massive props to their art team, as they made some amazing biomes and areas in this game, and I can only hope Game Freak do the same for Legends Arceus, allowing us to explore different places and not just have this kind of same old, you know, space with just a large, lush, like green, you know, hills and all that, but like actually offer a variety in the actual biomes around us. Make some areas super cold with snow, make some areas sandy with a desert. All these things would make a lot of sense. And I feel like if again a game made by a Kickstarter team can do something like that, then I don't see why Legends Arceus couldn't do it as well and have loads of different biomes for us to explore. Now, Skyclimbers itself allows you to choose and start from 3 different dynasties with a procedural map. However, Pokemon Legends Arceus, based on how Game Freak makes their games, will probably not offer something like this, though I would say a procedural world would be a great option perhaps for once you complete the game and the game's story after the first playthrough as a sort of bonus, because honestly, I can't really think of what some good post-game things would be in this game. Now, a game like Skyclimbers kind of goes along the lines of a lot of survival type of games where, you know, the whole journey is just kind of building up that city of yours, building up that, you know, base and the empire you're going to create and catch a bunch of monsters. Whereas with Legends Arceus, at least from what we've seen so far, there doesn't seem to be a lot to do, I feel like, based on the trailer. Hopefully then we will be able to just like, you know, if there won't be a procedural world for us to explore, maybe there will just be things for us to do in the wild afterwards, like building up a city or creating the foundations of a city or something along those lines. So yeah, that is that. A big thank you to Paratope as well as the guys over at the Skyclimbers team for actually, you know, sponsoring this video, allowing me to take a look at their game and all this sort of stuff. And if you guys want to check out their project, there's going to be a link to their Kickstarter down below, also to their Instagram as well as their Twitter and YouTube and all that sort of stuff. Basically all their social media. I don't even know if they have an Instagram, but basically I'll link all that stuff down there. You guys can go check them out, give them some love, check out their project if you are interested in it, as I personally will be playing it a bit whenever it does drop. Currently Apparently it is still in development, so we'll have to wait until they give us the first ever demo and alpha and all that sort of stuff. But for now, that's all I'm gonna say. A big shout out to them for sponsoring this video again, really appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out and bye bye, ladies and gentlemen.